And welcome to Shmu's Views. I'm your host, Shmuel ben Shlomi. I want to talk to you today about suffering, but before we get into that, I want to, if you like our videos, encourage you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't so far. Hit your notification bell so you can be notified when new videos come out. And share this video with your friends and family and across your social media platforms. After all that has taken place over nearly 3 months now, and it's hard to believe that it's been almost 3 months since the Hamas attack against our people Israel back on October the 7th, we are again faced with the question that has haunted us for many, many centuries. Trying to understand why the benevolent and omnipotent God allows seemingly unjust and painful events to happen to his chosen people, the Jews. This is a complex, not only theological question, but a deeply human one that has been pondered by our sages of blessed memory, scholars, theologians, and followers of Torah for many millennia. Theodicy, the branch of theology that seeks to reconcile the existence of evil with the goodness of HaShem, offers us various perspectives on this matter. One traditional Jewish perspective emphasizes free will as a crucial component of human existence. According to this view, HaShem granted humans, us human beings, the gift of free will, and it is a gift, allowing us to make choices and decisions within certain established boundaries independently. This freedom, however, entails the potential for doing both good and evil actions. The existence of evil and suffering in the world is thus attributed to the misuse of this gift of free will by individuals, rather than being a direct consequence of Hashem's will, as stated in Devarim, or Deuteronomy 30:19, which states, "I call heaven and earth today to bear witness against you. I have placed life and death before you, blessing and curse. And you shall choose life, so that you will live, you and your offspring, to love Hashem your God, to listen to his voice, and to cleave to him. For he is your life and the length of your days, to dwell upon the land that Hashem swore to your forefathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, to give to them." Now, this was reiterated again by Joshua as he addressed his people in Joshua 24:15, when he stated, "If it is evil in your eyes to serve Hashem, well then choose this day whom you will serve. The gods of your forefathers that they served when they were living in Egypt across the river, are the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you currently are dwelling. But as for me and my house, we will serve Hashem." In Jewish thought, the concept of free will is deeply intertwined with the idea of moral responsibility. The Torah, as Hashem's instructions on Kedusha, or holiness, provides guidance on ethical conduct before God and man, and each individual and the nation of Israel as a whole are expected to follow these holy moral teachings. When people deviate from the prescribed path of righteousness, the consequences of their actions may lead to suffering. Therefore, the occurrence of adversity is seen as a result of human choices rather than a reflection of HaShem's intention to purposefully inflict harm upon his people. HaShem's desire for us is for good. That is why he gave us his Torah in the first place. Another perspective within Judaism considers suffering as a means of spiritual growth and purification. Adversity is viewed as a test or a refining process designed to strengthen the character of individuals and the community as a whole. A burning away of the chaff from the pure grain, so to speak. Throughout Jewish history, the Jewish people have faced numerous challenges, including persecution, exile, and hardship. In the face of these trials, many have found strength and resilience, fostering a deepened connection with HaShem and a heightened sense of spiritual purpose. Additionally, within Jewish mysticism, as expressed in Kabbalah, there's introduced the concept of divine concealment, known as tzimtzum. According to this idea, HaShem deliberately conceals his full glory to allow for the existence of an independent, diverse world. The concealment of his divine presence, his Shekinah, is not a sign of abandonment, but rather a necessary condition for the existence of a universe with free-willed beings. In this view, the challenges faced by the Jewish people are part of his larger cosmic plan, and the ultimate purpose may not be immediately apparent or fully understood to our limited human understanding. Now, these points of view are not mutually exclusive, and individuals within the Jewish tradition may resonate with different aspects of these explanations. Furthermore, theodicy is a topic that extends beyond just Judaism, and similar discussions exist in other religious traditions as human beings grapple with the question of why a benevolent deity permits suffering. Finally, the question of why HaShem allows challenges and suffering to befall his people, the Jews, is a complex and multifaceted theological inquiry. And I would dare say it's not just a theological inquiry. It is a day-to-day human inquiry into trying to understand the purpose of suffering. One that we, like Yaakov, in this week's Parsha, have wrestled with for thousands of years. Different strands of Jewish thought offer a variety of explanations, centered around concepts, as we said, such as free will, moral responsibility, spiritual growth, and divine concealment. Ultimately, the search for meaning in the face of adversity and suffering is a profound aspect of meditative reflection that continues to engage the hearts and minds of Jews across the globe. On a personal note, last night, I had a long talk with HaShem because I was really pondering this question of why he allows his people, not only the world, but specifically his people, the people he entrusted his instructions to suffer in the way that we have suffered, probably like no other people. People have suffered all over the globe through space and time. Suffering is not anything specifically inherent in the Jewish condition. But it would seem, if you look over the history of the world, especially over the last 5,000 years, it is the Jewish people who have borne the brunt of so much suffering. You know, Abraham suffered at the hands of the Egyptians. Isaac suffered at the hands of Abimelech. Yaakov suffered at the hands of his own brother and his uncle for years. And he had a physical manifestation of that suffering. He walked with a limp for the rest of his life. Probably the most famous sufferer in the Bible was Job. He lost everything. First, he lost his wealth. Then he lost his home. He lost his children. And he lost the respect of his own wife. And then he lost his health. Laying there in sackcloth and ashes, scratching at his wounds with a piece of pottery shard, surrounded by fair weather friends. And he walked away from that experience with one line that will forever go down in the annals of time as probably the most profound statement a sufferer can experience and say. Adonai gives and Adonai takes away. Baruch HaShem. Blessed be the name of Adonai. Why do we suffer? I asked God that last night, especially in light of what happened on October 7th and what has happened since then across the globe with all these Jew-hating protests and terrorist protests. People calling for the annihilation of our people, the Jews, spouting that filthy saying from the river to the sea, calling for the genocide of Israel, genocide of the Jews, not only in Israel, but across the globe. Students, Jewish students, happen to hide in a library from those trying to kill them. Jewish teachers hiding behind locked doors because of high school students, of all things, trying to kill them because they're Jews. We haven't seen anything like that since the Holocaust. And so I asked HaShem, why? And I asked him, what part are you playing in this? It wasn't because I don't trust HaShem. When we Jews ask these questions, it isn't because we don't trust HaShem. We recognize that we are under the shelter of his wing. But we still ponder and ask the question, why? Well, I got no answer, of course. I bet I did ask God to try and play his part in this. And I came away from that conversation with HaShem recognizing one thing. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And he has blessed us with one thing that is our lifeline to him, his Torah. Nothing else really matters on the world scene as far as I'm concerned. I want our people to turn to HaShem, follow his Torah, let HaShem do his thing in his way, and we will do his thing in his way. Baruch HaShem. Well, until next time, I hope that you will trust HaShem. He is our God. He is our Father. He's not an absentee parent. He's very much involved in our lives. And he has not forsaken us. He has not forgotten us. He is with us in our joys. He is with us in our suffering. He is with us for all time. Until next time, I wish you a hearty shalom.